She stood in front of the whole department and took credit for 6 weeks of my work. My data, my formatting, my late nights, and she looked me dead in the eye while she did it. Okay, so, background. I work in a mid-sized company operations team, nothing glamorous. Me and this woman, Dana, were at the same level. Same job title, same pay grade, same everything. We'd been paired on this quarterly performance report for our whole division. It was a big one, the kind that goes up to senior leadership and actually affects budget decisions. My manager assigned it to both of us, but Dana immediately checked out. Like, immediately. First week she said she was swamped. Second week, family stuff. Third week, she was reviewing my drafts, which meant she opened the document and typed one comment that said, looks good. I did the whole thing, every table, every chart, every page of analysis, 6 weeks of Sundays and late Thursday nights. I saved it in our shared folder the night before the meeting. Sent Dana a message, it's done, just needs your sign off. She read it, left me on read. And then, the next morning, I walk into that meeting and there's Dana, already at the whiteboard, pulling up MY report, with her name in the header. I didn't blow up the room, I sat down, I let her start presenting. I wanted to see exactly how far she would take it. Pretty far, it turns out. She's going through slide after slide, slides I built, and saying things like my analysis shows, and what I found was. My manager is nodding along, really impressed. And I'm sitting there thinking, okay, say something, say anything, acknowledge I exist. She did not. After the presentation, my manager actually said, Dana, this is your best work yet. And Dana just smiled and said, thank you, I really pushed myself on this one. I had to physically press my foot into the floor so I didn't stand up. After the meeting, I caught her in the hallway. I kept my voice low. I said, hey, the report has only your name on it. And she goes, oh, I meant to fix that, I'll add you. Add me, like I was a footnote she forgot. Said, Dana, I wrote the whole thing. And she goes, and I want you to really hear this, she goes, we were supposed to do it together, you just happened to finish first. Happened to finish first because she did nothing. I told her I wanted the authorship corrected before end of day and she said, I don't think it's that serious, honestly. That was beat too. I gave her an out. I said, send a follow-up email to the team, just say it was a joint effort, that's all I'm asking. She actually laughed. Like a little exhale laugh. And she said, I'm not sending a correction email, that would look weird. You're being really sensitive about this. Sensitive. She called me sensitive for wanting credit for my own work. So I went to my manager that afternoon. I pulled up the document version history because, yeah, it tracks every single edit with your login, and I showed her. Every section, every revision, every timestamp, all me. Dana had one entry, opened the file at 11:47 p.m. the night before the meeting. That's it. My manager looked at it for a long moment and then went to talk to Dana. I was not in that conversation. But I could see it from my desk, the glass-walled office, the body language shifting. And then Dana comes out and she is not happy. She walks straight to my desk and goes, I can't believe you went behind my back like that. I said, I went to our manager with documentation. That's not behind your back. She goes, you made me look like a liar in front of leadership. I said, you made yourself look like that. And she actually goes, this is such a you thing to do. You've always been jealous of my relationship with the team. I looked at her for a second, and then I said, Dana, the version history doesn't know what my relationship with the team is. It just knows who typed the words. She told me I was being vindictive, that I could have just talked to her. I said, I did talk to you, twice. You called me sensitive. She didn't have an answer for that. Her face just kind of reset, like a loading screen. My manager called a follow-up meeting with the senior leadership team that same afternoon. She pulled up the report, she pulled up the version history on the screen, and she said, out loud in front of everyone, I want to clarify authorship on this report. The analysis and presentation were prepared by our narrator here. Going forward, documents will require both names from the start. Dana was sitting right there. You could see it hit. The senior director turned to me and said, good work. Didn't say it to Dana, just to me. Dana stared at the table. I didn't say a word, didn't smile, didn't look at her, didn't perform anything. I just said thank you and moved on. Here's the thing though, later, when HR looped in about the formal documentation note going on Dana's record, I did not soften it. I could have said, I think it was a miscommunication, or I'm sure she didn't mean it. I didn't say that. I said what happened, factually, start to finish. And I'd do it the same way again. But honestly, was I too harsh for not giving her any cover? Because some people at work think I should have let it go once the meeting was corrected. What would you have done? Comment below.